what's coming next. Beyond just AI, right? Because it's also, AI is a portion of the conversation, but the other is also about automation, because AI becomes more powerful once you can join automation with it as well. So we've got some really cool things coming in this, probably even in this quarter, not next quarter, because it's moving so fast. Let's jump into the topic today. You know, this all actually triggered off not that long ago when we were, our CEO at Go Team, our people business, Fee Kesby, my sister, she was with a group of 500 CEOs in the US only recently. Actually, it was in about May. And there was this question that was asked to all of the CEOs that were in the room, 500 CEOs. And the question was, who here has a clear roadmap for AI in your business? And it was fascinating. This is a group of CEOs that their businesses are sort of generally 20 million plus in revenue. And as a result, we'd think, okay, you know, they've got the funding, they've got the momentum, surely they must be looking at AI. In reality, only 2 out of 500 could say they had any clarity on where to go next with AI. And so I think if you're in that stage right now, you've been looking at it, dabbling in it, we're not too sure what is next, you're certainly not alone in this zone, because things really are moving so fast. In fact, if we think about how fast they're moving, we often look at the pace of change aligned to computer or compute power, our computer power. And so for quite some time, since the 1960s to early 2010, we've been really looking at how every 2 years is when we see a double in compute power. Yet since 2010, we've actually seen a 10x impact per annum based on the combination of compute power as well as AI and machine learning. Now, we're right at that point now where things are going at probably even a faster pace. And so to keep up, it is important to be joining sessions like these to understand what's going on and then what are you going to do as a result of this change. Now, we're inspired by our business coaches, CEO Coaching International, who released an AI strategic roadmap. Here's the framework. This is a vision of what it looks like. We're going to go through some building blocks to get to this today. And what I would like you to know is that this session is for business leaders. It's not a technical session, although I will always push you just a little bit to share the ideas and concepts in AI so that you can understand how these building blocks come together that can benefit you and your business. And here's what we want for you. We want you to be prepared. We want you to feel prepared as you go through a time of ambiguity and constant change. And the good old Boy Scout motto is be prepared. And it's actually, when they share it, it's for both body and mind. And so from a mindset perspective, it's first about starting, how are we going to use AI at work? So actually, and then shifting that from a question to declaring within your organization to become an AI first organization. Now, what does that mean, AI first? It really means that whenever you go to tackle a new problem, you're asking, can AI and automation assist us in solving this problem and helping our business to scale and our people to exceed in the roles that they have? Now, quick question. We'll start with a poll. Here's the first poll for today. Please select the options that are most relevant to you. First one is, we are not yet using AI. We've used ChatGPT, but are not sure how to master it yet. We're using AI agents. If you don't know that term, we'll cover that today. We're using custom AI tools, we're using AI phone calls, or we've built or plan to build our own AI solutions. So select the ones that are most relevant to you. You can select as many as you like there. It'd be great to see the insights of where people are at today. Good to see people using AI agents. We're going to close that poll very shortly. Some are using ChatGPT, but still looking to master it. That's pretty normal. No matter where you're at, you'll always be continuously learning to master AI, so well done. Okay, fantastic. We'll end that poll now. Thanks, everybody. And, not surprising to see that ChatGPT is in usage, but some of these other areas end up being quite new. Now, with this pace of change, where we're starting to see it happen is in things like customer service is definitely an area where we see AI. In fact, Klarna came out recently. They're a global fintech that processes payments for the likes of Nike and Expedia and Macy's all around the world. And with hundreds, thousands of people in their customer service department, they actually came out and developed some new AI agents to help in that process of interacting with their clients. And they found that the AI could do the job of over 700 people, and they won't be, and the AI will replace those workers. Now, technically what's happened is some of the workers have gone to a completely different role to actually manage the AI. And then some of those roles simply don't exist anymore. And you can see what's happened there is that people that are powered with AI and those AI agents have now taken over those roles. Those roles don't exist anymore. This speed of change is real. You're going to see it happening faster and faster this quarter, next year, 2025, we'll look back at 2024 and it will be like it was in the Stone Ages in comparison. And the conversation around this has been really firing up since February at 2024, when the World Economic Forum shared that the forecast is that 40 to 60% of jobs, the global workplace, will be disrupted by AI. Now, that 60% number is actually first world roles in white collar. And what we're going to see is this evolution from learning how to lead people to actually leading people and AI. It's a whole new skill set to be developed. Here's the reality check, though. AI itself won't take jobs. It'll be AI-powered people that will take out those that do not embrace AI. It's the individual who learns and embraces AI will suddenly be able to do 5x, 10x, 20x the output of others. And as a result, some of those roles today that we have will simply not exist in their current form. They're going to evolve to AI-augmented roles, and it will require a new mindset, skill set, and tool set to actually go to the next level. Now, that's our commitment to you, is to keep bringing you the updates, sharing with you so you can evolve your AI strategic plan, the AI and automation strategic plan, because whatever you plan to do today, in 3 and 6 months' time, you'll be replanning again as the models get better, the AI gets better, the tool sets become more advanced or have more utility or usability within specific roles. Now, there's a bit of a race on with this, and if we were to pause for a moment and have a look at these two pictures, I want to ask you the question: who would win this race, A or B? Just put it in the chat, A or B. The A shows us a farmer who's got two bullock and he's ploughing the field, or you got B, the farmer with the tractor there. I mean, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? Who's going to win that race between the two? Now, the difference between these two is actually the tool set. Farmer B has got the more advanced technology, and by applying that is going to just have a huge production and output as a result. Now, this to me shares that, throughout the ages, that we've gone through dramatic times of change, and every time there's been a new mindset, skill set, and tool set applied. There's a great video from Steve Jobs from many years ago that actually connects to this concept of production capability and the tool sets. Let's enjoy this one.
I remember reading an article when I was about 12 years old, I think it might have been in Scientific American, where they measured the efficiency of locomotion for all these species on planet Earth. How many kilocalories did they expend to get from point A to point B? And the condor won, came in at the top of the list, surpassed everything else, and humans came in about a third of the way down the list, which was not such a great showing for the crown of creation. And but somebody there had the imagination to test the efficiency of a human riding a bicycle. Human riding a bicycle blew away the condor, all the way off the top of the list. And it made a really big impression on me that we humans are tool builders, and that we can fashion tools that amplify these inherent abilities that we have to spectacular magnitudes. And so for me, a computer has always been a bicycle of the mind. Something that takes us far beyond our inherent abilities. And I think we're just at the early stages of this tool, very early stages. And we've come only a very short distance. And it's still in its formation, but already we've seen enormous changes. I think that's nothing compared to what's coming in the next 100 years.
I love that line about computers can amplify our inherent abilities as human beings. And we're seeing that now go to the complete next level with AI. Remember, we are tool builders. And as you view AI as a tool, now that we've got that as our mindset, it's now looking at what is the new tool set that we will use. Now, I like to look at business in general, thinking of it with an analogy of it's a little bit like a garden hose. And with all this change that's coming on, some things do remain the same. We've still got customers. We need to take them through a customer journey. And at the end of that, produce a value exchange. So imagine that the customer is like a drop of water that we cherish. It goes through that hose, and the ultimate outcome is that it gets to the other end for the value to be created. Now, in that journey, our customers will go through touch points through marketing and sales and customer service, product service delivery, operations, IT, HR, finance, all the different departments you'd have in your organization. And as the water flows through or that customer flows through, they're going to have interactions. Now, as businesses grow, we often find that they are a little bit like a garden hose. They might have a kink in it, or they might have a leak. Something needs to be changed or renewed. That's the systems and processes in the organization that need to be remastered to be able to get that beautiful flow all the way through. Now, the challenge I put to you is that every time from today going forward that you have a system, a process, a procedure, something that needs to change in the organization to improve the output, that we look at how will AI and automation support us in that process change? How will we apply AI and automation so that we can obtain a faster result, greater consistency at a lower cost, and keeping our humans in the loop to oversee these AI and automations as we put them in the organization. Now, here's our plan of attack for today. We're going to look at the AI Foundation for Business Leaders. I'm going to take you through terminology and ideas. The idea in this section is to open your mind with what's possible. In section 2, I'll take you through how to plan and implement the AI strategic roadmap, because it's pretty easy to get caught down a track with doing some activity, but will it really return the effort or give you the return on effort that you're putting in? And then the third section is I'll cover 4 new AI roles in business. Things have changed significantly about what it means to build an AI team, and there are 4 key roles to consider. Now, my name is Matt Kesby. I'm the Chief AI Officer at GoTeam and Multiply Tech. At GoTeam, we help organizations generally from 50 to 1,000 employees to build out their AI-powered team members offshore, mainly in the Philippines. Now, we've been doing this for over a decade now, and I've got to say, every year we are continuing to evolve our systems and processes, rebuilding them all the time. And right now, we too are in that process of rebuilding systems with AI and automation, and it is so exciting of what's coming next. And at Multiply Tech, we build the AI technologies that help power both the team members at GoTeam as well as organizations right around the world. We've been in the space of building technology for quite some time. For me, since 2007. We also have an award-winning prop tech and payments company in Australia. And I share that because we build enterprise-level systems with high levels of security, and we take these into consideration across everything that we build. Now, of course, it's not just about technology, it's also about the people piece. And as you go through change management and you're going through these times of change, there are key things that we need to do as leaders in order to help people feel safe. Now, there's a lot of ambiguity, and unless you've got clarity as a leader, it's hard to bring people along the journey. Part of bringing them along the journey is definitely involving them. Now, I spent over a decade in this space with Franklin Covey, and there's heaps of tips I can share with you as we go through this presentation and future presentations as well. One tip that I'd love to really instill is that as leaders, all the time, this principle will never change. We need to walk the talk. So if we talk about AI in our organization, we need to apply AI ourselves on a daily basis. Now, in this process, you'll see that some people are going to fear change, others are going to love it. Now, when you engage with your team around having them solve some of the problems that are giving them challenges today and sharing with them how to use AI to do that, or having them discover how to use AI. The shift from fear on AI will move to love, because we'll start to see the dramatic impact of results that have people really feeling like they're winning. Now, this also presents to me the Gandhi paradox, which is nothing you do as an individual matters, but it is vitally important that you do it anyway. Now, this as leaders, even if what you do with AI doesn't have the most dramatic impact on the organization, it's actually showing the way for your team so they can now start to become empowered and utilize AI, become an AI-powered person, and then see the dramatic results across the organization. Okay, let's get into section 1, AI Foundation for Business Leaders. Here's just a few terms to get us started. Okay, AI, artificial intelligence, just like human intelligence, in a sense that, you know, when we ask the AI a question, if you're using ChatGPT or any other large language model, you don't always get the same answer out because it's not a database. It is a model of the information that has been distilled into it, or that it's been trained on. And when we ask the AI a question and we get a slightly different answer each time we ask the question, it is just like asking a human being. If we ask a human a question today and we were to transcribe their answer, then ask them exactly the same question tomorrow, chances are the wording would be a little bit different. So the concept would be the same, but the details might be slightly different. So we need to learn to work with AI just like we need to learn to work with human beings. The quality of the questions we ask will impact the quality of the output we get. A couple of other terms, if those of you that are returning from a previous session, this section's new. RPA, robotic process automation, and IPA, intelligent process automation, which actually brings AI into the concept of robotic process automation. Now, in robotic process automation, you can train the computer to do certain tasks, but it's got to follow it exactly every time. Now, today, what we really need is the intelligence of AI to make some decisions along the way, to further customize communication, customize analysis and output. Another one here is human in the loop, which we're going to explore a little bit more in a moment, where when we're working with the AI, the human has an interaction with the AI. Now, that can be from actually training a AI model to really what most of us will do on a daily basis, which is actually interacting with the AI, making some changes and continuing to the next step. Another concept here is a vector database. This is different from the normal databases that you see, which look like Excel spreadsheets. They're tables of information. With a vector database, what happens is the information, whether it's in your business documents, Excel spreadsheets, your SaaS products, that can be, all that information can be converted into numbers, technically an array of numbers, into the vector database, which makes it much easier for the machine to read and learn from. This is a very foundational piece of how you'll move from the basics of ChatGPT into actually working with your business data and getting accurate results out, getting information out that's actually really useful for your organization. The concept we use there is actually called retrieval augmented generation, where we're going to retrieve information from a data store and the generation of the results will be augmented by that information. Now, one of the concepts of human in the loop we'll see a lot of is bringing together AI agents. Now, an AI agent is an AI entity that does the work you do for you. Well, it's not going to do all of your work, but it is going to augment the work that you're doing. If we think about how we respond at work today, we're interacting with applications, lots of them, no doubt. You've probably got 50 different tabs open on Google Chrome. Now, from that, when we interact with the applications, there's then an interaction with stakeholders or team members, customers or suppliers. Some information goes in, some information comes out. There's always communication happening. Now, as we progress to being today, I would say, as AI-powered people, we're interacting with these applications, but we might also go after ChatGPT to give a bit of a hand to augment some of our work. We're sort of backwards and forwards. The next evolution, which is happening also right now, and it's the future for you in 2024, is actually to create AI agents, no code required, that you can actually give additional skills. They will talk to the language models, they'll talk to the applications, they'll talk to the the stakeholders for you, and you start to bring more automation into the process using AI agents. Here's an example. Now, when we look in business, as I mentioned earlier, the garden hose analogy, you'll find that within any department, there'll be processes, or maybe processes that cover multiple departments, that we need to do on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. We can take a look at a process and say, right, this one needs some improvement. Where can we apply AI and automation to improve it? So this is an example of an accounts receivable or debt collection process that goes on in most businesses, and certainly those that are B2B. Generally a monthly process, depending on the number of customers you have, depending on how the quality of their payment cycles, depending on how many team members you have. I've shared one example here where a single person ends up spending about a week through at the end or after the end of the month to do the arrears management process, all that follow-up and making sure people pay. Now, the process could, in a basic form, look something like this: obtain a list of the outstanding debtors, review notes in the CRM to see whether there's been recent interaction, prepare and send an email to each of the debtors. Now, you could do that automatically, but often these things are better if they're more personalized. Prepare an SMS to send to each debtor to get a bit of cut through from the email. Then do the thing that most don't want to do, is actually pick up the phone and make the phone call, the most effective thing to get the results. And then once you've got the output of that call, put it into the CRM and update the accounting system with any changes. There's no doubt that if you've got 20 or 30 customers to follow up, this process just at that level is going to take a full week. And you might do anything from put more team members on to have team members offshore to support in it. What we can now do, and by the way, a process like that can have even just 1 week a month can cost an organization about $25,000 a year. Now, the next stage of this is to actually reduce this down. And let's have a look at some costings down here. To say, what if we could ask the AI agent to run the monthly process, and then the AI agent, with the power of automation connected into your business systems, could obtain the list of outstanding debtors, review the notes in the CRM, prepare and send an email to each debtor, prepare and send the SMS to each debtor, and call each debtor. That's right, the AI could make the phone call, and then the AI could update the CRM and then update the accounting system. Down here, what I've got an icon for is human in the loop. So this is where the AI and the automation is taking a step, and then the human can check it and then allow it to proceed to the next step. So if you need to make any changes along the way, that's a really sensible process to start with as you bring in AI and automation, because you need to do the testing, make sure it's going to work, run its execution. And then when you get really confident and comfortable with it, you can start to remove some of those human in the loop steps. Now, as an example, just jumping ahead, if we ran a process like this, not only speed could we get this down to being just 1 day per month, but we could also increase quality, the accuracy, and look at impacting savings like around $20,000 per annum. Quite amazing with what's possible. And so processes like this then require both AI agents and process automation. And you can map these out, connect your different systems together, and have the AI take the actions in between, and have human in the loop moments as well. Now, there's plenty more terminology. We can talk about the building blocks like speech to text, where we talk to the AI and it converts it to text. You're probably most common with that one in something like an online meeting you've had where there's a transcription and you see the notes come out either in detail or summary. But it's also going on, and you'll see a lot more of it soon, when you'll be talking to the AI verbally, and in the background it converts it to text, and then from there the AI is going to use that text for its analysis to make a decision on how to respond back, maybe with voice. We also have text-to-text, which is what we're using when we're using ChatGPT. We've got the text-to-speech, which I just mentioned there, where text is actually when the AI is talking back to you verbally, or in the phone systems where in the background text is being used and converted to voice. Text and data analysis, that's going along consistently, especially if you're having a conversation with the AI, or as I share some of the products shortly to open up your mind, a lot of analytics going on in the background. A really important one for all of us, though, is the corporate data access, actually being able to access the information of your organization, because the large language models like ChatGPT, GPT-4o, trained on 1.6 trillion points of data, is not relevant to what's happening today in your organization right now. And so there needs to be a way to actually augment your current data to be able to bring the real utility of AI to your team members. Now, you could go all the way through to training your own models. It's probably going a step far for most organizations. But a really important one is actions, or something called function calling, where the AI can make a decision to take an action and actually writes a little bit of code and communicates to another system to get it to take an action, just like we would do if we were actually typing on that computer. Another area that's expanding very quickly now is vision as well. The fact that right now we can use pictures inside our conversations with AI. We can even add video, and the AI can do analysis on those and return results. We'll see that go all the way through to live video this year, and not just the generation of beautiful images and videos, but actually the analysis of what's happening in videos. Things like sentiment analysis, things like object detection has been going on for a while. We've in fact got our own AI security tool that checks twice per second if the person sitting behind the machine is the authorized user. Very important for people working at home or remotely in various areas where they have personal identifiable information or medical records or credit card industry records available on their machines, because you can't have people looking over the screen to see what's on the screen. Okay, AI agents, mentioned that earlier. They're the AI entities that do the work you do for you. Don't freak out, won't do everything, or do get excited because it's going to do a lot, and I'll show you what that looks like. Retrieval augmented generation, or RAG for short. This is where a term in AI and ML where we're going to connect to the business data or relevant information that you need. And then human in the loop, we're going to see a lot of that. Now, with all this going on, the thing that excites us the most is all about results and results delivery. And ChatGPT and OpenAI gave us the biggest blessing ever by actually adding the chat component, the utility, the usability of connecting to the language models, because those models were around for a while. We just had no way to kind of connect to them, or didn't see the potential without having this magical chat interaction. Now, what's interesting is that AI will be as required as electricity in business, and it's happening now. We actually put ChatGPT into our own little app for our team members back in March 2023, last year. And so gosh, we're 14 months ago or something, 15, 16 months. And with it, our team members get to have chat every day at a fraction of the cost of giving out licenses, because we just connect directly to the API. They've got a full history. They can also, in our tool, we gave them prompt templates so that they can actually create very, very quickly outputs based on a few inputs. Now, it's come a long way since then, but one thing we did notice in 2023 is that when OpenAI could not handle the volume of pressure on their infrastructure and the API, the application program interface that connects these, whenever it sort of bugged out, our support tickets would skyrocket, and you'd see that people are using AI on a daily basis. And that's why I say at Go Team, we're the home of AI-powered people. We've been doing this right from the early stages and empowering everyone with AI, but that's just the beginning. Now, let's have a look at some different use cases to open up your mind to think of where you might go with your AI and automation strategic roadmap. One area is if you've got people in the B2B sales space, then you may already be using things like AI note-taking. In fact, I think it's quite funny when we jump on a call with 3 or 4 people, you'll then see 3 or 4 AI note-takers also joining now. It's becoming quite pervasive and very normalized now for this level of recording. Now, all those notes that get taken, they can later then be utilized to do things like update the CRM automatically, or later be using that information to train your sales team on how to improve, or even train the AI on how to make phone calls and handle basic level sales. For B2B sales, also AI can be utilized for things like appointment setting. That can be done via the phone. I'm going to show you that soon. and most importantly, actually upskilling. So helping to ramp the time or reduce the ramp time it takes to get a salesperson to actually understand the products and services, understand how to handle objections. And in May 2023, we put this challenge to our dev team to say, what if we could upload a presentation and role play the presentation with an AI agent and then get feedback on the progress? Because one of the fastest ways to take on any new skill is deliberate practice. In fact, that's the only way to actually obtain a new skill as a human being, is to do deliberate practice. Now, in sales, it's role playing, but nobody wants to role play for a number of reasons. One is that people, egos can get hurt if they get feedback that they weren't very good. That's one. Another is finding another role play buddy to do it with who's serious and will take it serious. And another one is actually getting the feedback from the leader. Am I progressing? Because what you don't want to do is do the deliberate practice and keep practicing something that's not helpful. So here's an example of our AI. It's called Real Play, where I'm practicing. This is my first time back in May last year practicing with the AI. From Real Play, thanks for taking my call today. Just checking, we've got about 10 minutes together on this call.
That's an interesting question. Hi, Matt. It's great to meet you. It's nice to have this time to understand the potential of Real Play and how it could positively impact the way we do business at Precision Solutions Incorporated. I'm excited to learn more.
And it keeps going on. We're handling objections, and now we use the Amazon Poly voices back in May last year. Voices actually, it's come a long way since then, sounding more human-like. It's quite incredible what will come next. Now, what makes this really useful is that at the end of the role play session, handling all the objections and so forth, the AI agent turns into an AI sales coach and actually coaches on clarity, audience engagement, handling the objections, product knowledge, structure and flow, and closing skills. Shares what the user did well and what they can do to improve. Now, these are my actual scores from May last year. I wasn't too happy seeing only a little bit of green in there. And as a result, to get competitive, to practice more and actually improve skills. Now, here's another area to look at, hiring team members. Now, in the US, the data shares with us that the cost of an incorrect hire on average is $14,000. Now, I don't know about you, but I've seen that cost be a lot higher before, especially in the opportunity cost, like the time it takes to hire someone, make sure they're the right person, the good fit, they get started. If it doesn't work out, you're back to the drawing board, need to start again. And one of the challenges that we face when it comes to recruiting, I call it the recruiter's dilemma, is that whether it's the recruitment or HR department or external party or ourselves, if you're a manager that actually manages the hiring as well, we need to actually find quality candidates at volume, at speed, and we need to do it for less cost. There's all these pressures. And then we get hit with all these biases in the recruitment process, like confirmation bias, affinity bias, even things like time constraints, where we end up just selecting someone because they're there, or we just don't have enough time to interview, or interview enough people and get the scheduling done. And it becomes a real challenge. Now, it's in that moment where we say, well, how could we turn to AI? That's the question that we asked ourselves. We have over 1,000 employees, anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 people applying every week to join our organizations. And in doing so, it means it's a lot of people to interview. And we actually made this process map for a multinational who now uses our technology. They said in their process, they go through the applicant applies, HR screens, they coordinate time for the interview, HR completes the initial pre-screening interview and recommends next steps. Then an individual goes to a technical assessment and then on to the actual interview with the hiring manager. Now, this ends up being quite a slow process in the middle here. So the new way is where the applicant applies, goes straight to an AI interview. And from there, the AI can do the initial assessment, make the recommendations. That can be checked by a human and then move through the process. Now, this increases the volume. It decreases the time to get to an interview, and it increases the quality, reduces the cost, and removes the initial bias that happens because of all the other constraints. Now, this one's called Multiply Interviews. We actually created this in September 2023, also known as Interview Room. Here, the AI can actually write the position description, it can write the questions, the answers, post the jobs online. Then simply from LinkedIn, you can apply. The AI does the interview via video and then does a full analysis afterwards so that the human that's in the loop can actually review the applicants in a structured way that can be compared side by side. Let's have a look at this video now that shows the process. Here's the AI writing the position description, the questions, the answers, poor, good, and excellent. Post the ad online, runs it via interview. Here's the result.
How do you ensure that your product vision aligns with the overall business objectives and goals?
I love this question. This is one of the key things a product director must learn to do.
All these questions are customizable. The AI does the analysis on them. It even does a full transcription, shares with the applicant where they're excelling, where they've got room for improvement. Qualification scores, behavioral scores, psychometric testing is all done in here by the AI. And then even international English language test standards, the bands are assessed. Really good, especially when you're building your teams offshore. It doesn't stop there. What's possible? AI agents, previously only the realm of software developers, are now democratized with the Raya Pro platform, also by us here at Multiply Tech. Here, it looks a little bit like ChatGPT when you start, and then it gets powerful. It actually allows you to build your own AI agents with no code. In just a couple of clicks, writes an AI agent for you. It actually does all the prompting. You don't even need to be a prompt engineer, unlike trying to do this through something like ChatGPT. Then after that, it can build out complex workflows where you can bring together a swarm or a team of AI agents. You can even connect it to external systems and then have the AI agent run these workflows by a simple chat with the AI. In this example here, it's generating a new article to go online based on the latest research online. The AI goes off and does the research. It then hands it to a headline creator, hands it to a article writer, hands it to an email writer, hands it to a Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn copywriter, and writes out all this content, which typically would take anywhere from 6 to 8 hours for a professional to sit down and do that work in a day. Now it does it in like 90 seconds. It's quite remarkable. It's even faster than what I showed in the video there. And from that, what we do is we help augment the individual. We don't replace them. We help them to improve and produce more volume and quality faster, that they can then edit and adjust and actually remove things like writer's block, or really this thing called approach avoidance conflict, which we all go through when we sit down to do any task. As you sit down to do the task, your norepinephrine will rise in your brain. It's a very useful neurotransmitter to help you get started. But if it rises too high before dopamine comes in, what happens is the brain starts to say we're consuming too much energy and we procrastinate. The brain says go and do something easier. So long as you get dopamine being released, which is your reward and recognition function, when you see progress happening, like what you see from the AI, dopamine is released. And so you stay in the task longer. So we're going to see that the AI-powered person, it's not just that the AI is helping with this work, but the AI is going to help focus and attention. And it's focus and attention that leads to the action, that leads to the results. So we're getting these extra wins out of the AI when we embrace it. Now, here's an interesting statistic from McKinsey & Co. See if this resonates in your organization. 19% of the week is spent asking internal questions and searching for data. All those questions that go on internally. Oh, how do we do this? How do we do that? Even if you've got processes and procedures written, the challenge is that when people learn them, let's say you sit down and you do a session with a team to educate on processes and procedures, the challenge is that as adults, within 24 hours, we will have lost 50% of that knowledge. And within a week, it's more than 90%. And then after that, most people don't search for information. They just ask someone else. And so you continue on this cycle of time gets wasted. You can even have amazing processes and procedures, but unless we have workflow, automation, and AI, what we'll see, people will just keep going back to what they've always done. So to help with this, we've got an AI documentation tool. It's called the Source Wiki, where you can actually have the AI help you to write the documents. And then when it gets powerful is where you connect your AI agents to the documents and you actually make the AI agent intelligent. Now, what we can do here at Multiply Tech, you can download our Multiply Tech app. And with this, you can, in fact, create an AI agent and then ground it with the knowledge from either the Source Wiki or Microsoft OneDrive or soon Google Drive and soon a whole range of other connections. And you can make the AI intelligent and then dock it here on your Multiply Tech app so that you can go and ask it any questions throughout the day. We believe that everyone deserves to have their own AI agent in their own role that they can ask questions throughout the day to get the answers out on things like processes, procedures, policies, information on how to do things. So that when you're onboarding a new employee, automatically they've got all that knowledge of the organization available at their fingertips. And for those that have been doing the role for a long time, they don't have to think or don't have to stop and ask them a question. They can go to the AI first. Imagine how much time will be saved. Where it gets incredibly powerful is the next phase into what's called intelligent process automation, where you can start to actually link the AI agents with your business systems and other AI systems. In this example here, it is the one around arrears management, where the agent triggers checking the invoices in Xero, then saves that information to a file. The AI does the analysis, then from that writes things like how to communicate, connects to the CRM to check in information there, and continues all the way through to sending emails, SMSs, and phone calls. If you like this idea, this is definitely coming to you in Q4, but you might even see it a fraction earlier. We'll certainly be having lots of sessions on how to set up AI and automation in our Flow Friday sessions that happens at 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time every week, and is available on Fridays and is available on our YouTube channel. More to follow on that. What else is really exciting coming soon is that when it comes to interacting with your AI agent, soon it'll all be done via voice. Let's have a look at this mock-up of what's coming.
Hey Raya, who were the last 3 customers that purchased from us?
Hey Matt, the last 3 customers were Jacob Winters, Heavenly Architecture, Sarah Allen, Oak Ridge Outdoors, Robert Masters, Better Built Homes.
Thanks Raya. How much did Better Built Homes spend and how did they hear about us?
Hey Matt, Better Built Homes spent $7,000. This is their first purchase and were referred by Randy Richard by Jacob Winters from Heavenly Architecture. Would you like me to draft a thank you email to Jacob?
Would you like me to draft a thank you email? This is where it's going, right? Where the AI will then be able to suggest actions and take actions as well. Now, beyond this, you may even look at creating custom solutions in your organization. We do some for our Go Team business, where things like doing a strategic workforce plan, looking to see where we can build the AI-powered offshore team members for clients, and putting $2 million on the bottom line minimum within the first 2 years for organizations with 100 employees. For every 100 employees, $2 million is easy to hit. But with AI, goodness me, the sky's the limit. Now, in this example here, we actually look at marketing and sales and product, so all those different divisions. And the AI suggests the different types of roles that will be handled well offshore. It even writes position descriptions and goals, and shortly it'll even be recommending the different AI agents for each of the team members to utilize. Another area that's become very powerful now is AI phone calling. This one might be new to you. AI can now be used, and this is one of our products, Call You, which has been released in August, so shortly. You can reach out to us if you like AI phone calling. We can get you in the early access program. The AI can actually do things like appointment setting, support calls, accounts receivable, new employee onboarding, a whole range of things. Let's check this AI agent out.
I'm going to get the AI agent to call me and I'll have a conversation with it. Let's do this now. Here it is. Put it on speaker.
And welcome to Call You. Phoebe speaking. How may I assist you?
Oh, hey Phoebe, it's Matt here. I'm interested in AI phone calling agents. Is that something you can help me with?
Hello, Matt. Absolutely, I can help with that. Are you looking for AI agents to handle inbound calls, outbound calls, or both? And is this for sales support or customer service?
Definitely both, actually. And I'd also like it for sales and support, if that's possible.
Great. We can definitely set up AI agents for both sales and support, handling both inbound and outbound calls. Would you like to schedule an appointment to discuss this in more detail, or is there something specific you'd like to know right now?
And so we can go on and continue the conversation. The AI agents can actually schedule meetings in calendars. It can check the availability of the sales agents and book those in. And the data from those sessions can then go off and be deployed into other tools, like you update the CRM or perhaps trigger other actions in other software. Now, phone, like amazing, right? But it's also possible in chat. So today we can do AI chats. Coming soon will be live chat rollover as well, so human in the loop moment. So on your websites, you can have your chat, which is AI, and then move over to live chat. August, September, we'll be releasing that live chat rollover. It's pretty exciting what's coming there. Now, with all this change going on, what you're going to see is that team members' goals, their roles and their goals are going to change. And with that change, people need to understand, what does winning look like? Now, if you're using, you might be using things like KPIs as metrics, or you might use the approach by 4 disciplines of execution, or OKRs, objectives, key results. We have one called objectives, key results, and X factors, and it includes behavioral metrics. Now, our platform actually allows the AI helps to brainstorm out the ideas for the goals. And then the human in the loop moment is to then adjust those to get them right. Scoreboards are automatically created. And then a very important process in change management is to keep on top of your one-on-ones with your team members. Now, doing an effective one-on-one is not so easy unless you know how, but even then with time pressures, sometimes it can be challenging. Soon we'll be releasing in our one-on-one tool, the ability for the AI to work as a coach. So before and after the session, the AI will support both the leader and the team member in coaching. So for the leader going into the session, what questions to ask to evoke a great progress from their team member, and for the team member, what things they could consider based on their goals and currently what's happening in their world to further exceed within their roles. And then post a session, do an additional analysis and give some feedback. That there is like what we'd all love to have, is a coach that could support us to level up our game, especially in one-on-ones and unleashing the potential of team members. Unfortunately, it's very expensive to have a personalized human coach to support us there. So the great news is that AI can do that, and that's coming very soon within our systems. Another thing then too is where with all the work going, all the distractions, we really need more time to get to focus and flow state, where you're really in the zone and you're producing really well. Now, McKinsey will tell us that when we get into flow state, we're in the zone, our results delivery can improve by up to 500% just on that. That's even without the AI supporting us in the work. So what happens when you can get focus and attention plus AI? This thing just goes exponential. Now, doing that requires hitting these deep work sessions. We call these power hours in our organization. And we've been practicing power hours for more than a year now. And we're just about to release into the market our power hour game. It's actually an integration within the Zoom marketplace. And in these sessions, anyone can come along and you do 50 minutes of deep work in a 1-hour session in our proprietary approach, which is plan, attack, and celebrate. So 5 minutes of planning and a ritual to get started, 50 minutes of the attack phase. Everyone leaves their cameras on and their microphones off, chat is off as well. And we evoke this concept of body doubling, where when others are also working in a similar fashion, our productivity lifts. Then at the end of that attack phase, we go into celebration phase and we have some acknowledgement for the great work that's been done. And when you get into this zone, it requires heavier lifting on all your neurotransmitters and hormones. But I tell you what, it just gives you that lift. You do 2 of these a day, one at the start of the day and one straight after lunch. See the results come flying. Add in AI into what you're doing. Oh my goodness, you'll become unstoppable. Now, we also gamify this. So within your organization, your teams, it's tracking the sessions and their own scores on focus and flow state, and brings a lot of fun and joy. It also makes it really easy. If you've got a team member who might be falling behind in their performance, rather than saying work harder, you say, hey, come join me in a power hour. Let's get some focus, because most of the challenge is just that people don't get the ability to get into flow state. Now, what we'll also see soon is our AI coach that will be helping to actually invite people into Power Hour sessions if they're not quite hitting their OKRs or their KPIs, that the AI will be there to support and help that person stay in front, rather than finding out at some review period that they weren't really delivering enough. Now the AI will be able to be like a supportive coach and teammate as they progress along. All right, we've shared quite a few tools there, a few ideas. One of them I didn't share was our data security, but here are some examples. Let's share this poll now. Have a look at these different ones. Would any of these concepts be useful in your organization? Pick the ones that make sense to you. Poll number 2. There's the AI to support marketing, AI tools to support salespeople, AI agents to support all roles. They're nice. If you could please just pop that poll up. I think it might be coming up now. Here it is. Great. And things like interviewing, so AI support for marketing, the AI tools, AI agents, go through those, pop in the ones that best suit you think would be useful in your organization. Fantastic. Right. And we'll close that poll off. Fantastic. Okay. So now how do we implement? Now, one of the things in implementation I would recommend that you do is actually, we're running out of time. I've gone completely over. Get a recording of this session, play it with your team, and then jump into the next phase, which is all about brainstorming and having a look, thinking about that garden hose analogy, think about marketing, sales, customer service, operations, IT. And here's the big tip. Write the goal down at the start with what is important to you. Write that goal down and then brainstorm out what are the core challenges holding back from achieving the goal. This will start to present where the ideas and opportunities are for AI. From there, you can then go into looking at the tools that would help you out. Here's a more detailed view on this one. And with it, I'll just close that poll away, sorry. With it, once you've got that, then you can move into this framework here, where we start to plot out the different ideas on the strategic roadmap. So we go from low business value to high business value, and then ease of implementation from low to high. What you're looking for is to get your different ideas and plot them out here so you can make a decision on where to focus on first versus on focusing on everything, which gets pretty hard and challenging. You need to consider things like, will you buy or will you build? Is your data ready to connect to? A very important one. And is the focus for the particular opportunity on revenue, cost, customer, product, or other? And from there, sorry, we'll just close that poll out again. It keeps popping up. From there, you can then look back to your items here and start to adjust those or mark them. You know, if it's going to be for customer or for, I've done one here for customer, I've done one here for cost reduction. And from there, you can plot it onto the graph. So for example, using Raya Pro and the source wiki for knowledge for AI agents for each team member. It's going to be it should be quite quick to implement. In fact, I should probably move it over to the low for speed. And then that impact is actually quite useful, although you may not see the direct dollars immediately. So you might see it a bit lower. Whereas if you look at something like arrears management using Raya Pro and intelligent process automation, you're going to see a big impact very quickly on that one. But you can plot everything out and you get a nice model for everyone to see. As I shared earlier, intelligent process automation with AI agents, this can have a significant impact really quickly, and it will, and as you're going through looking at something like that, you want to ask these 9 questions. Whatever you look at, ask these 9 questions. First of all, is the business area customer, revenue, profit, product, or other? What does the process look like today versus tomorrow? Map that out, look for bottlenecks, look for the opportunities with AI. Then set your hypothesis on what is the financial impact of the change. What is the win you're going to get out the other end? And then what would the cost of the change be? You're going to need to put some hours in, perhaps get some technology. Then look at what are the risks of not changing? Are they low, medium, high, or extreme? Will you build or buy? How complex is the change and its adoption? And does the business case stack up? And finally, where is your data at? Do you need to organize anything to make this happen? Keep remembering that garden hose analogy to look for where the opportunities are. And then when it's time to implement, go through this process. Discover, design. So when you go to implement, go through this process. Discover, design, deploy, educate, execute, and evaluate. Now this could be a 3-month journey, a 90-day process. It could be 5 days. It could be just a single day. But really go through these. So discover, understand what the process is, design it out with the AI tools that you're looking to use, deploy it, try it for yourself, walk the talk, prepare the education materials around it, especially if someone else is going to use it, and then execute and monitor it, make any iterations and changes you need, and then get to the end of your process and do an evaluation. That's the report out from your hypothesis of how much your forecast savings or improvement in sales or revenue or cost reduction or customer service quality, whatever that metric is that you're looking at, and then review it, evaluate at the end, and then share that back with the business to inspire others to progress forward. Now, although we do these in short sprints to do the implementations, remember this is a marathon, not a sprint. Continuous change improvement will be ongoing forever and a day. And if you want to go fast, definitely go alone. You can do these experiments, but if you want to go far, go together. And that means building a team. You really need a team. And the team looks very different from what it did years ago in the AI space. Today, there are 4 key roles in your AI team to be considering. The first of those is the Chief AI Officer. That's somebody who's generally going to wear 2 hats in the organization. They've got an existing role and they become the AI officer, Chief AI Officer to begin with. They don't need to have a background in AI and machine learning, but they do need to be tech savvy and do need to have a passion for process improvement in your organization. These together, they'll then strategically look at where the opportunities are, help plan out the roadmap, and help kick off the different initiatives of change in the organization. Next is the AI implementation engineer. This is someone who's got some technical skill set like Python and the ability to connect APIs between different systems. This may be a project type role, or those that really get into it with the right tool set. This will end up being a full-time role in your organizations to set up all these automations to really make a big difference. The third role is a flow engineer. Now, I believe everyone becomes a flow engineer because you can now create your own AI agents. You can create basic workflows to help you in the work that you're doing. So at a minimum, everyone becoming at least level 1 certified in flow engineering. You can get started by joining us on Flow Fridays over on YouTube or Zoom. I'll share the link in a moment. But also then an AI implementation consultant who is going to help with their expertise, the Chief AI Officer, the implementation engineer and flow engineers getting started to really maximize the results. I'll skip that poll because we're running out of time. If you'd like some help with building your own AI-powered team offshore at GoTeam, we would love to be able to help you out. We're constantly upskilling team members, got access to the latest information, just like you're getting access now, but at a whole nother level. When it comes to upskilling, a couple of options for you. One is flow engineering. That happens on Flow Fridays. It's available. You can register at multiply.tech/flow-friday, spelt with an AI, not a Y on the end. And or you can see all our past sessions on YouTube. You can join us on LinkedIn or YouTube Live as well. Also coming in September is our Chief AI Officer 90-day boot camp. Now, this is a limited intake. You'll need to apply via matt@multiply.tech. And next week, for those that apply, you will receive an AI phone call with a few questions. And from that call, go through to booking a meeting with me where we can catch up in person, learn a bit about your business, and make sure this is going to be a great fit for you. Now, these will be 2-hour workshops bi-weekly, and every other week we'll then do deep dive support sessions because you'll be setting up AI agents for every team member. You'll be setting up, at least at a proof of concept, the AI phone calling. Later in the course, you'll even be setting up the intelligent process automation and connecting to different systems in your business. It is an incredible journey. You'll also learn how to really manage this process, to do kickoff sessions with your team members, manage the change process, overcome hurdles. We'll cover a bit around legislation as well. It's a bit different in all parts of the world. But the key here is to get you up and running to become an AI-first organization and be able to proudly wear the title of Chief AI Officer in your organization. And that may be for you, it may be for someone else. Certainly, one of the great things to do is bring others from your organization along to one of these sessions so that you can help everyone understand what's possible, get them excited. I know we're very excited. We're very grateful that you've joined us today or watching this online afterwards. And I'll close this out by saying, If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. But if you want to go fast and far, then go with Go Team and Multiply Tech. Thanks everyone for joining our session today. Looking forward to the one next week where we'll continue to bring you more information and get you inspired for your AI and automation strategic roadmaps. My name is Matt Kesby. Bye for now.